so-and-so said this, your opponent said that, blah, 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 like kind of like the catty back and forth.
Yeah.
So I think that they were really fishing for me to say negative things. And for me, it's, got eyes on my opponent. I met her, felt her out, got a sense of kind of like who she was, where her mindset was going into the fight. And for me, I'm confident because I'm confident. I'm confident because I'm well prepared. I'm training my fucking ass off. I've never worked harder than this. I've had 2 years of literally just grinding in the gym, getting ready for this boxing match. So it's like, for me, I'm just excited and like thankful I get to show off how hard I've worked, and it's another opportunity for me to go, perform and do what I was born to do. We're live.
We are live.
All right. We want to apologize to our listeners. Last week we missed an episode, but we had a ton going on.
Yes.
I have my boxing match coming up here May 25th. And we were in Houston, actually, for a last-minute press conference, which we would have prepared about, but we didn't really know of until kind of the last minute. And we flew out the day of the press conference. We had a 6 a.m. flight. So things got a little bit hectic. We weren't able to get back and record an episode. But here we are. We are training harder than ever. You're supposed to have a fight coming up. Hopefully there'll be a little change of opponents.
Oh man. Yeah.
And
we'll get into that a little bit later.
Yes. And everything's going really good.
Yeah.
Fight camp for me is going good.
Yeah, you talk about a little bit now. You've obviously had to make some changes. We usually film right before this. You've been doing your
my Kickass cocktails, and unfortunately but I don't drink in fight camp. So now that I got, 5-6 weeks out, I cut out alcohol. So we won't be doing Kickass cocktails for a little bit until after the fight. And we're going to have something really badass to come cook with. And then, proceeding this or, in the future, I'll know to record a few episodes before I enter my fight camp. So you guys still have Kickass cocktails.
Yes, for sure. Yeah, so, so we had the press conference in Houston.
Yep.
First time you've seen your opponent in person, and I know the feeling, right? Mm-hmm. It's like you kind of look forward to that moment because you do want to, like, see in person the individual you're going to be fighting and all that. So, we got there.
Yeah. It is interesting. And I talked about it in my press conference and in the interviews, which I'm not used to dealing with, I guess, boxing promotions. And obviously this is a social media platform promotion. So obviously they're very much about the drama and the media presence and the I want to say bullshit. I'm not shitting on the promotion. It's just different than what I'm used to. They really build a narrative around, talking shit, right?
Yeah.
There will always has to be this like, so-and-so said this, your opponent said that, blah, 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 like kind of like the catty back and forth.
Yeah.
So I think that they were really fishing for me to say negative things. And for me, it's, got eyes on my opponent. I met her, felt her out, got a sense of kind of like who she was, where her mindset was going into the fight. And for me, I'm confident because I'm confident. I'm confident because I'm well prepared. I'm training my fucking ass off. I've never worked harder than this. I've had 2 years of literally just grinding in the gym, getting ready for this boxing match. So it's like, for me, I'm just excited and like thankful I get to show off how hard I've worked, and it's another opportunity for me to go, perform and do what I was born to do. Yeah. And I think that they're itching for me to start talking shit. Yeah. And I just I don't feel like I need to talk shit about my opponent because I'm just so confident in myself. That's where I'm, walking into this, just knowing how hard I've worked. So it was interesting, of course. New experience altogether. Yeah.
And my kind of takeaway from the whole thing, to like being there and watching, and, obviously this girl has fought, albeit, in this Misfits boxing and and she's working hard and she wants to go out and showcase and, try to beat you and all this. But, I feel like there's a threshold in combat sports where, you know, you've been on a world-class level, you know, since you were 18 years old. You know, you fought in the UFC, and you fought some of the best girls in the world: Rose Namajunas, Amanda Rebus, you know, Felice Herrig, Beck Rawlings. Your first bare knuckle fight was the Britton Hart, the chick who's, you know, defended her title like 3 or 4 times now, and you know, legit girls, Rachel Osovich, all this. So you know, I see it's a different world. Like she definitely is coming into your world, and of course, you know, she was saying in the press conference, you're coming into her world, you're coming into boxing, and, you know, 5 2-minute rounds and all this, and in my mind, it's, you know, just she's kind of creating a false sense of security, and she's trying to build these things up, you know, to make herself feel a little more secure about the situation. You know, we know how hard we're taking this, and how, you know, focused you are and what you're doing every day and stuff. And I really think people are going to see that May 25th, and I'm like so excited. It's hard for me I try to like temper everything down, because, you know,
like you try to just like relax and not get too amped up like in your fight camp.
Too far out, right?
Too far out, and just continue grind and chip away and become 1% better every single day. So I think that I've had a good mindset in this fight camp. I've absolutely done everything. I've left no stone left unturned. So I'm really excited in that sense. I'm proud of myself already. And I'm just excited to go in there and have fun. You know, it's been a long time, and I'm ready to feel that feeling again. Yeah.
And I think it's something different, right? Like, you know, you say it's been a long time. I mean, we moved from Oregon in 2020, right? And so since we've been here, you know, you've had 2 bare knuckle fights, and supposed to have a third, and obviously unfortunate circumstances it fell through. It's different. Like this is different than preparing for bare knuckle, because preparing for the bare knuckle, like especially the first one, we were going into that like
somewhat blind.
Like, no idea what the hell.
And that's the thing. So like the difference with bare knuckle boxing and regular boxing is I go in and I compete in the gym every single day. I'm boxing every single day. I'm simulating the rounds. I'm simulating the fight. It's as close to the real fight as you possibly can get. With bare knuckle boxing, you can't get hit in the face.
No, it's not
with no gloves on by your teammates, and you can't punch your teammates without gloves on. It's like a whole different concept of, you know, for the first one, being like, okay, what's this truly gonna feel like? I can't be like, oh, husband, let me practice punching your face with no glove. Like, so it's, you know, I didn't really get to have my hands wrapped, quote unquote. They wrap like your wrist for bare knuckle boxing until fight night. And now it's like, you know, obviously I've been doing boxing reps in the gym since I was 15. So it's extremely familiar in that sense. And there is nothing that I'm curious about.
For sure. I mean, think about like when we were preparing for the first one, you know, we're talking about, all right, you know, you're probably gonna break your hands. The cuts, what we're gonna do after this.
You're probably gonna get cut open.
You're gonna get cut, like all this stuff. And you know, obviously we've watched boxing for a long time. We've trained it, and we know that the dangers in boxing with, you know, gloves on, but it just feels a lot different.
It feels different. Well, and then the other adjustments, you know, in bare knuckle boxing, the clinch was allowed. You start towing the line, so you start within striking range, like on the line of your opponent. So it's like, all right, what's that first moment gonna be like? Do I rush forward, or do I, like, you know, parry the first jab, and, you know, like trying to figure out what's gonna happen right when, like, on the toe of the line. Because you're so close to your opponent, versus a traditional MMA fight, boxing, you start in your corner. Which is what I'm used to.
It's different. And then going back to like talking about, you know, you're not going to be hitting your training partners bare knuckle and stuff. In MMA, we have, you know, what we call the puffy gloves, and they simulate, they're closer to MMA gloves. You know, you can punch without really risking getting cut, you know, and stuff. But yeah, in this, you can't spar even with MMA gloves because cuts are gonna happen,
Yes.
and so it's a weird, it really is a weird thing to prepare for and stuff. And yeah, this just feels so much different.
This just feels so much more familiar. Yeah. It just feels normal.
Yeah.
Like there's no curiosity, I guess.
Though you did offer up to ditch the gloves for this.
You know what? So we were in the me and my opponent were doing they had this thing where you like pull a question out of a hat basically, or out of a box, and it's like something about, I don't know, you just ask yourself questions and you answer them towards your opponent. And I forget what the question was, but somehow bare knuckle boxing came up, and my opponent was like, I feel like if I punched somebody with no gloves on, I would have knocked him out. And I was like, okay, perfect, let's do it no gloves on then.
Let's go no gloves then.
Let's find out.
And the response to that was, well, maybe
she said
next
maybe
time.
next time. And I was like, all right, that's fine, I guess next time.
Well, we'll see what happens on the 25th, and then see about that. So
so then let's jump into it.
Let's get into it,
into the fucking nitty gritty. So of course, it's a different world. They're trying to stir up drama. So I'm being asked questions, and they're talking about how a lot of UFC fighters, or MMA, specifically UFC fighters, leave the UFC and then they go into boxing. And they don't have as successful of a career. This is their question to me, not my phrasing. And I relate it as, I was like, and then they said, i.e. Dylan Danis, he left MMA and tried to box and he failed. And I was like, well, Dylan Danis isn't a real fighter. I didn't think they were going to keep that part in there.
You poked the bear a little bit, right?
Because I am not a shit talker, and I'm not a mean person. And I just don't like straight up stupid drama like that. That's dumb. I was just saying like, well, no, Dylan's not a real fighter. I'm talking about UFC fighters. I'm talking about people who have left the majority of fighters who have left the UFC were retirement age, leaving the UFC, trying to continue to stay active. I left the UFC in the prime of my career. I was 24. I was young. I was 24, and I had been in the UFC for like 6 years. So for me, it's not like, oh, I'm, done with my MMA career. I'm going to go try to continue on in the boxing world. I'm still a competitive fighter, and I'm going to go do whatever the fuck I want to do. And I'm still grinding in the gym and working my ass off and still young. Anyways. So apparently
said person was not pleased.
No, DAZN decided to air that of me saying that Dylan Danis is not a real fighter. And they decided to push the shit out of it. Dylan Danis.
So allegedly I've got to worry about an affair, right?
Apparently I had an affair with him in Vegas.
Two different times.
Sweetheart.
Yes.
Have I ever been to Vegas without you?
You have not.
Never.
We have been to Vegas together since we've been together.
I have never been to Vegas without you. Actually, this is going to be telling. So I was out for a run, and I just got invited to be on a reality show. Can't speak on it too much, but I'm going to be gone for approximately like 6 weeks. And during my reality show interview, they were like asking what the hardest part about it would be. And I was like, well, the hardest part of this would be leaving my husband. I have not consecutively been apart from you for more than 1 or 2 days in the last 7 years.
Since we've been married.
I went and ran a half marathon with my mom in Portland. You had a Bellator event once. That might be it. Anyways, so this alleged affair. So since Dylan Danis wants to be a spicy little bitch, I'll talk about what he's talking about in Vegas. So back when I could Google the date, but this is before me and you met. Before we ever met, there was an athlete. I was still at Team Alpha Male. There was an athlete retreat in the first ever UFC athlete retreat in Las Vegas. So they invited all of these. I still have my notebook.
Kobe was there.
So this is back. I'd have to Google it, the date. Anyways, 7+. One, you want to Google the first ever athlete retreat for the UFC. They brought out, let me tell you, They brought out, oh, this is when WME and IMG were in Endeavor were buying the UFC.
Yeah.
Kobe was there.
Yeah.
I got to take a seminar with Kobe, which is
sweet.
really fucking
Yeah.
cool. May of 2017.
I think Brandon Marshall, right?
Brandon Marshall was there. Michael
Yeah.
Strahan was there. Nate Boyer, who's a veteran,
Yep.
also played in the NFL.
Yeah, I think for the Giants.
Brandon Marshall. Anyways, I actually got really cool notes from there. Oh, Robert Herjavec was there.
Oh yeah.
From Shark Tank.
From the Shark Tank.
He was awesome because both him and I have been on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah.
And he knew who I was.
Oh, sweet.
Yeah. So anyway, so the whole time I was there, Dylan was trying to hit on me.
Yes.
Trying to take me on a date, trying to hang out. At one point, I'm hanging out in a bar. He shows up, trying to talk to me, trying to hang out with me, and I just was not interested.
Yeah.
And I said, you know what? I'm sorry, not interested. And
You were on a date, right? Or you were going on a date with somebody else.
And
yeah.
I will tell you who the person I went on a date was.
Look at how mature I am, guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was going on a date that night with Donovan Cameron. Was a professional.
Idea.
Rest in peace. He
shit.
he passed away.
Oh damn.
But he was a boxer under Floyd Mayweather.
R.I.P. Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and there was some controversial stuff between him and Floyd and that whole situation, but irrelevant to the story.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went on a date with Donovan Cameron that night. Actually, both nights that I was there at the athlete retreat.
Yeah.
It was 2 days. Anyways, the whole time Dylan was trying to hang out with me.
Okay, now I'm jealous, but
No.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Anyways, I ended up dating you like a few months later in August. This was in May. Me and you started dating in August.
Yeah.
Anyway, so Dylan was trying to hit on me the whole time I was there, and I was not interested.
Yeah.
And then, so this is funny. So then me and you started seeing each other. He had still continuously been liking every single one of my pictures on Instagram and like commenting on all of them.
Yeah.
I posted our first ever picture together.
Yeah.
Which is funny because I think we should talk about this too. I posted the first ever pictures of us together on Instagram to say like, oh, hanging out with my new boo. And then everyone went after him and was like, this dude took your chick, Dylan.
I mean, okay, so here's the thing. Dylan, listen in. Hopefully you do hear this.
Please listen.
He chose to attack you, and which you were the one saying things. I didn't say anything and whatever. But I mean, he and I are the same weight, or close to the same weight. Why don't we fight and
solve it?
Yeah, and solve all this? Because I would put money down that I will beat the motherfucking brakes off of Dylan
I'll pay
Danis.
his fight purse.
Yes, we'll do whatever to get
make
it
that
set
fight
up.
happen.
Yeah,
Tell me your number. How much do you want? We'll pay it.
Yeah, yes. Which I think he'll come up with some excuse that he's hurt, he's recovering from something. But we could box on Misfits. Yeah. We could do MMA. We can do whatever the hell he wants to do.
Exactly. He wants to come and talk shit. I said he wasn't a real fighter. That's my bad.
Yeah.
but
I promise that he will not take the fight, and he'll come up with some excuse that I'm not a big enough name for him, or this or that or whatever. I'll hear all the excuses,
all the bullshit, but he won't fight.
But this is an invitation, because I will drop anything that I have on the horizon right now and fight Dylan Danis. So, whenever.
And that's the thing. Like, this is the side of like MMA and boxing and social media that I find so fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I said you're not a real fighter. Tell me I'm not a real fighter. Talk shit about my fighting. Instead, you want to try to say that I had an affair with you and you're going to ruin my marriage.
Yeah.
Like, come on, motherfucker. Like, and at least come with the receipts.
Yes.
I came with receipts. I know the exact date that you tried to hit on me and I was on a date with somebody else.
Yeah.
Show the receipts, buddy.
So,
or sign a contract.
Yeah. He's not going to.
I know he's not.
Dylan, I really do hope he would, because I would love to fight you.
I'm gonna double down on it. He's not gonna fight you because he's fucking not a real fighter.
Yeah,
he doesn't want to fight somebody that's actually talented.
Yeah. But he'll probably come up with something else. I'm too big. I fight at middleweight. But although I did fight at 170 before, and I'll even meet you down at 175 if you want to do that too. So we can get it figured out. But I guarantee he's not going to accept it, and we're just spinning our wheels. And he's going to come up with something, and he's going to try to say he has the receipts of all this and say this, say that, and it's all going to be bullshit.
Good fucking luck, because Dylan Danis tried to hit on me for years, and there was never a time in history that I was ever interested.
So
anyways,
we got
not
that.
the direction that we wanted to go for this podcast, but boy, did it get spicy.
But yo, Dylan, let's do this on
fucking
Misfits
go.
Boxing. I will beat the motherfucking brakes off of you, and I promise you that. So we'll see what he does. There's his call out right there.
Done.
All right, moving back
Okay.
into everything else. Top 5 things that you miss right now with dieting.
Oh, fuck me. I can't name all of them. Okay, one.
The top 5. Really think about this.
Really
Top
think
5.
about it. I really, really want a margarita.
Okay. Would you say that's number 1?
It might be.
Yeah, margarita.
I love margaritas.
Okay, so we got margarita.
Mexican food.
Mexican food.
From
okay.
Toreros.
Yes.
Toreros in particular. Shout out
Yes.
Toreros. They are here in Coconut Creek.
Yeah.
And incredible. Like
So good.
Authentic, like family-owned Mexican restaurant. Incredible.
Yeah.
Their queso. They're literally everything.
And also, too, I want to give a shout out because when we were living in Deerfield Beach, we used to go to Casa Maya.
Casa Maya.
And we love Casa Maya, too.
Oh,
and
my gosh.
Awesome owners, like really
Yes.
good. We need to go over there, too. But Toreros is really convenient.
When
for
we
us,
ride
so-
our bike there.
Yeah, so.
So-
But Casa Maya, if you're in the Deerfield Beach or South Florida area, check them out, too.
Yes.
Them and Toreros, awesome.
For Mexican food, those are our top 2 by a long shot.
Yeah.
Ooh, at Casa Maya, they're like corn salsa.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay.
So good. Okay, so we got margaritas, Mexican food.
Which, let's just, you know what? We'll shove margaritas and Mexican food as a combo.
Okay, good.
Thai food. But like
Thai
good
food.
Thai food.
Yeah.
Like pad ki mao, pad thai, some
Yeah.
egg rolls.
Yeah, you want the fried shit.
Yes,
you want,
I do. I want that naughty stuff.
Yeah.
Let's see. I miss not waking up and running 4 miles every day.
Yeah, but I want I want 5 indulging things that you're really
things.
missing.
I kind of wanted red licorice yesterday.
Really? Okay. Interesting.
No, okay. All right. I'll do it. I want Panda Express.
Panda Express, yeah.
I want Chick-fil-A.
There we go. This is what I'm looking for.
And I want Chipotle.
Damn, really? You
Yeah.
picked Chipotle? So you got 3 no, I guess
Oh.
you switched.
Pause.
Yeah.
Rewind.
Okay.
I want Taco Bell. Taco Bell. Hell yeah.
So Chick-fil-A, Taco Bell, Panda Express, Thai food, margaritas, and Mexican food.
Yeah.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good list. You know what's funny is
I'm not very like fancy when it comes to eating.
Yeah. So I've been eating well too because I'm supposed to be fighting June 14th.
Yes.
And stuff and got my opponent, got everything, just waiting to announce once the contract's signed and stuff. But so I've been eating good because also too you're eating, you're dieting and
It's easier to do it
stuff.
when you're both doing it.
And for me though, like eating good for me is easy because I like meat and I like vegetables and I like fruit and
Yes.
I don't really like honestly talking about Taco Bell, which don't get me wrong, after a night out of drinking and I love Taco Bell and I love pizza. I do miss some pizza.
Yeah.
But I don't really crave stuff
but
like that as much as you do.
I think I'm craving too the feeling of being really like satisfied and full.
Yes.
Like my portion size are
That's what I was
so
gonna
tiny.
that's exactly what I was gonna get to is I'm eating good, but I'm eating large amounts.
Yeah, you're getting
know.
satisfied and full every
Yeah.
time you eat. I'm like,
Yeah, because my weight is, I mean, if I had to go make weight tomorrow, I could.
You
do
could.
it. Yeah, I could easily. Well, I won't say easily. It would suck, but I could do it.
If you had to.
If I had to, right? So, yeah, like I'm full and stuff, but the thing that I crave the most when I'm cutting weight, and I've never even tried it,
beer and ice cream.
beer and ice cream, a beer float, and I've never tried it.
You say that every single time you cut weight. and
Isn't
you
that weird?
Yeah, that's weird. You
Yeah.
want beer and ice cream.
I want like a nice dark beer, and I want like
Little
2 scoops of
float of
vanilla
ice
ice cream. Yeah. And I've never tried it, and I've always said, all right, after this fight, once I'm done cutting weight, I'm trying this
I'm gonna
beer
get
float.
this beer float.
And I've never fucking done it.
Yeah, I'll make you a beer float after your fight. Maybe that'll be one of the kick-ass cocktails. I'll have to try a bunch of different beer float recipes.
Let's go.
And see which one's like the best pair of like beer and ice cream.
Yeah, I think I looked it up before, and I think it might be a real thing, but
I'm sure it is.
yeah, I mean,
I'm
like
sure.
a dark beer, like a Guinness. Oh, a Guinness and a scoop of ice cream. I think would
that'd
be
be really
delicious.
good.
Yeah.
I am very fortunate that my fight is in Houston.
Yeah.
Because after I fight, you know that Houston has some bomb ass food.
Well, they've got really good. I shouldn't say. Oh no, Houston's a foodie city, is what someone was saying.
That's when we were there for the press conference. They were like,
Yeah.
"Oh yeah, you could go here. It's real foodie. You could do this. You could do that." And of course, I'm like dieting, but I like mentally saved a little mental note.
Yeah,
like,
where you want to go.
Where I want to go after the fight.
Yeah, I mean it's Texas, so they definitely have good barbecue.
Great barbecue. Luckily, I have some really good fans in Texas. I might just be like, "Hey guys."
Where do we
go? No, after the fight, I'm going to be done late. Could somebody have some like a Whataburger waiting for me at the arena, please?
Yeah.
I'm going to have a fan bring me a burger for right after the fight.
Yeah.
Then we go out.
Yes, I love it. Okay, so we got your top 5 things. So, since we're on the topic of infidelity and all this, dreaming.
Yeah.
Last night.
You cheat on me in my dreams all the time.
Well, not last night, but the night before, you woke up
real fucked
angry.
up.
Yeah.
So I wake up my dreams feel so real.
Yes.
And you know what? I figured out what it was from though.
Okay.
It was from that show I had been watching, Killing Eve.
Yes. Yeah.
So I had this dream that like I walk into this like bar and you're like making out with this girl. And I was like, how dare you? And I like grab a chair and I like smack her in the head with a chair. And then I pull out this like crazy gun and I'm like, ah. And then we just get in this really big fight. And then you decided that you wanted to be with her and not me. And then we get into this like crazy, me and her getting this crazy like fist fight, gun fight, pew, 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 like all crazy because I've been watching a lot of like violent shows.
Of crazy shit. Yeah.
So then at the end of it, like I just pack up and me and Danis get a flight to Spain.
Oh boy.
Yeah.
So I did a little research. I was looking up dreaming and stuff. And of course there's all different kinds of things. But what this article in particular I had read about was jealous dreams. Jealous dream emotion was related to more conflict on the following day. So if I cheated on you
in my dream,
in your dreams, a lot of times we wake up and according to this, it's a Psychology Today, and we wake up and conflict arises during the day because
you're already like agitated and on edge.
Yeah. So conflict in dreams was related to more conflict on the following day.
Whoa.
So there's a few interesting things. Another one was you dream of infidelity or like the cheating because your biggest fear is like losing that person. And stuff, and that makes sense. And of course there was other ones where, if you aren't telling me the truth, cheating on dreams oftentimes is a sign of, you've been a cheater or whatever.
But that's a lot of the times too. Like if you have a partner that's constantly accusing the other person of cheating, it's because you are. Yes. So it's like if you're constantly like, oh, you cheated on me here, you're texting so-and-so, you're blah, 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 then it's a sign of insecurities because they either know how easy it is to cheat or they are doing it actively themselves.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So anyways, interesting little tidbit about dreams and how fitting, right?
Very fitting for the day. I have a lot of dreams about water, or like I'm stuck in the ocean or I'm drowning, and water dreams allegedly have to do with your emotions.
Okay. Yeah.
I also have a lot of dreams where my teeth are falling out.
I have those. Yes, I would say if I can like think back of a dream,
like reoccurring.
Yeah, that I have the most is my teeth. Like my teeth are breaking and like falling out, and and like clinching. I used to have like the same dream when I'd get sick, like, and have a fever and stuff. I used to kind of have like the same, I don't know if the right word's lucid, but it like felt really like real, like I was awake dreaming. And it was like these giant boulders, and I had to like eat these boulders, and they were like coming at it's really hard to explain. I'm sure it sounds insane, but just really like weird like that.
Teeth falling out dreams is commonly associated with stress or uncertainties in our life, big changes or transformations, or unspoken thoughts and feelings that are weighing on you.
Yeah, interesting. Which I don't have them all. I don't
No.
have them all that often, but that is one dream that I
have had
that I
quite a bit.
remember. Yeah, that I
Same,
have quite a
'cause
bit.
It's always so creepy.
I know. Yeah, and it's weird. Plus I've I got my my fake teeth and stuff. So and I've had them chip and break a bunch and had to replace my bridge and all that. So I kind of think some of mine is like the fear of having to like deal with all that shit again. And,
that could be just more like fear of going through that painful process again.
Yeah, exactly. Another interesting fun fact, which I did tell you last night, but I'm gonna tell you again today. Humans are born with two fears, right?
Yep.
The rest of our fears we learn as
learned.
Yeah. So the two fears, one is falling and two is loud noises.
Every other fear you have is learned.
Yes, every other fear is learned. So
yep. Fear of heights. Like babies aren't afraid of heights. Babies aren't afraid of like scary clowns or darkness or this or that.
Yeah.
They're only if you like they fall backwards, they'll all spread out.
Yeah.
And then they're afraid of loud noises.
Of loud noises and stuff, yeah.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Right?
That's very interesting.
Your little you guys' little tidbit for the day.
I do. Okay, so I feel like as I'm getting older.
Yes.
And this is something I was communicating with our sports psychologist. Like, it's like as I'm getting older, I think it's because I'm becoming less naive.
Yeah.
You do become more fearful. Like, because your wisdom, you understand that things aren't always perfect, and understand the realities of the world, and as small things as like riding roller coasters. Like, I went skydiving when I was 18. I jumped out of a plane. I've gone bungee jumping. I'll jump off the side. I used to go cliff jumping in high school. Like, that was my favorite thing, is to go find new high cliffs to jump off of. And now as I'm getting older, we went to Universal, and we're on the roller coaster, and I was like, I don't know if I can do this. Yeah. Like, just the roller coaster. And I'm like, what the? Like, this thing could fall apart, because I know that it's man-made, and humans make mistakes, and they fuck up all the time. And anyways, as I'm getting older, like, the fear of the unknown, definitely. Yeah.
So I just had stumbled upon this like 2 or 3 days ago too. And it was, it's this French guy, and he's a free climber, so he'll climb like
those
cliffs.
Videos stress me out.
Oh my gosh, this particular one, just like looking at him, he's climbing up this cliff, and it's all freehand. He has no shoes on, like
that's crazy.
Nothing, and he's all the way up. And I used to do the same thing, like in college. Even though I've always kind of been afraid of doing that stuff, but I still did it because all my buddies were doing it, and all this. But watching this guy like climb up the side of this cliff, and then the thing that stressed me out the most is like, okay, he gets to the top, then he's got to climb back down, and it seems like the way back down is like so much harder, so much scarier,
because you can't see
right?
What's underneath you. Like, you can't see how like you can see when you're looking up how far the top is away. You can see where to put your hands, but on the way down, it's like you really can't see what's behind you.
And it's crazy because you like see him climbing, and he's like noticeably shaking, like he's fearful as he's going up, but he's courageous. He's like going up, and it's crazy that he continues though. He gets there, he gets back down, and then he goes and does it like another day. Like, even though you see the fear of him
You can
climbing
tell
up
he's
this
scared.
fucking, you can tell he's scared. He still does it. It's just so crazy, fascinating. But they stress me the fuck out. Like, I
Oh my
hate
gosh.
watching those so much.
Or like the guys that are on the side of like skyscrapers and they'll like do flips on the corner of skyscrapers, or they're like hang off and their friend will just hold them by one hand, like those thrill like daredevils and stuff.
It's crazy.
That freaks me out.
Right? Yeah,
People like that die all the time though.
Yeah, but so thinking of dreams and stuff, some dreams that I have are ones where I'm like on the side of a cliff or something like that, and I got to figure out a way to get back down, and it's never like climbing up the cliff. It's always at the top and trying to figure out how I'm going to get back down.
Ooh,
from
that's
this.
Interesting. I need to pay attention to my dreams and
Yeah.
like see, is it like how to get down from the top, or is it trying to get up?
So there was one time I remember, I think it was called it Snake Rock or something, and, where I was going to school, and so we climbed up this thing, and it was that situation. Like, you climbed up, and it was there was no climbing back down. It was, you climbed up, you have to jump off into the water, and it was a big jump. Like,
Yeah.
I think I remember doing it, and maybe not me, but my buddy had put his arms out, and his arms are like black and blue the next day because he had bruised them so bad. So anyway, scary shit.
Scary stuff.
Yeah, I don't really like you talking about it.
No,
But
I do have reoccurring dreams like that too, where it's like I have to jump off the side of a cliff and all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
I have a lot of dreams too where it's like I need to scream but you can't scream.
Yeah.
Or I have dreams where I'm being attacked and it's like I pull out a knife and I'm trying to stab them but the knife won't go in.
Yeah.
And I just keep like stabbing them and like the knife doesn't go in.
Yeah.
Or it like doesn't kill them.
Yeah, which, I mean, those are yeah.
Sorry, what?
This is
I have
crazy.
some fucked up dreams.
But these are normal too. It's like the fighting dreams or something. You're fighting somebody and
Yes.
you're hitting them over and over again.
But yeah.
But you can't. And what's really funny is what I've noticed is as like, I've gone on and become a fighter and like doing all these things. I used to have these dreams in like high school and stuff, and you'd be like fighting, but you didn't know how to throw a punch, and you're like fighting somebody. Now when I have those dreams, I'm throwing punches, I'm doing it, and I'm hitting these people over and over again, but it's like my skills are there.
Yeah.
But, when I was in high school and didn't really know how to fight, I knew how to wrestle and stuff. Like, I didn't really have the skills. It's like but now it's like the skills are there, but nothing hurts them. Like,
Yes.
it's like I'm hitting them
I have
over and
dreams
over
like that
again,
all
but
the
it's
time.
not.
Or I'll keep shooting them and they just don't drop.
Yeah.
My dreams include weapons.
Jeez. Yeah.
Maybe because, anyways.
Yeah. Anyways, dreams.
Dreams.
Yeah.
They're
I
great.
cheated on you not last night, the night
2 nights
before.
ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you were pissed.
I was pissed.
Yeah.
Except for I wake up and I'm always like sad.
Yeah, you were
And then
sad.
I make you get
snuggly.
back in bed and cuddle with me.
Yeah, you were snuggly. You came out. I was tanning my perineum.
You were suntanning your butt.
Yeah, and you came and snuggled on me. And you were sad because I wake up, which I got in trouble today because I was up before you. And
Well, yes, because our day ends late because like sometimes my last boxing session is at like 7, so I get home, doing a little more cardio, get in the sauna, do my nighttime routine, blah blah, fall asleep at midnight. I need a solid 8 hours. Solid. You woke up before the 8 o'clock hour, so I was not happy.
we were in bed at like 10:30.
No, my Aura ring said. My Aura ring tells me when I get in bed.
I'm gonna document what time we get into bed tonight.
Fine.
I just can't stay in bed that long. When I wake up, I'm like, okay, I'm awake. Like,
So
let me go get the coffee started.
But which I appreciate and love. But you shut the door after you get up, and then Dennis gets out of bed and barks at the door. But if you let him out and close the door, he barks to get back in.
I know
So
that's yes.
if you get up, you need to leave the door open.
I just need to leave the door open.
Yeah, leave the door
which
wide
I thought
open.
I did this morning. But,
No, because he got out of bed and was barking.
Yeah.
Anyways, did you get the video I sent you today?
Yes, I did. I think I know which one. Yes, I do a little mobility.
He
in
was
the
doing
morning.
some morning mobility in the backyard, and I got a really good video.
Yeah, I didn't need that video.
In
That's for your spank bank.
I saved that one.
Yeah.
Saved it.
I didn't need that video.
There was a lot going on.
Gosh, yeah, I know. I like get this. I'm like, what in the hell?
They zoom in, the slow zoom in.
Good heavens. Yeah, not good. Well,
I liked it.
yeah. What else you got for me?
Got you a new fight opponent.
I hope.
Fucking
Fingers
loser.
crossed. There's no way, but yeah. The focus now, your fight.
I have a fight coming up.
May 25th.
It just humors me because it's like so fucking stupid and dumb and irritating and whatever. No, I'm super excited about my fight. I got about 3 weeks of training left.
Yep.
24 days out, I think.
Yeah.
So, wait, is today the 2nd? 23 days out.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I'm pumped. I got a great boxing fight coming up, Houston, for Misfits Boxing, May 25th. And then we're getting you ready for yours.
Yep. All right.
That's it.
Yep.
We're out.
You gonna close us out?
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, I forgot. That was another amazing episode of A Kickass Love Story. Sorry we missed last week, guys. Had a lot of shit going on. But find us on YouTube, OFTV, Spotify, Apple, iHeartRadio, Deezer, anywhere you get your podcasts. Wednesdays at noon.
Out.
We're out.